3, we are live.
This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover.
Sizwe, I'm going to put you in studio now. You can go live, but I'm going to play 2 more Oh, there you are. Let's see.
Wait, am I? But this, I think Chrome is not working with camera, my darling, on our side, because even on Brian's side,
fine.
it's not working. We'll
Stay where you are. Yeah, where you are perfect. Let's go live. We are ready. I'm deleting this one. You are perfect. So I'm going to play 2 more adverts, and then I'll bring you. You are on stage already. Okay. All the best. Breathe.
Tell me now, Kanye, where am I going to get the notes? The notes are on the other side. Okay, you know what?
It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. The conversation becomes a movement. The idea becomes an economy. This is not another event. It's an activation of Africa's potential. The Kgariya Indaba Expo and Bootcamp 2026, where 5,000 delegates, 100 exhibitors, and 20 bootcamp zones collide to create the future of work. From youth innovators to corporate pioneers, from township traders to global brands, every voice counts. 2 days, 1 goal. Aligning Africa's skills with its opportunities. Kgariya Indaba Expo and Bootcamp 2026. 15th to 16th May, Sandton Convention Center, where skills meet, where Africa works.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sizwekazi, a director at APSO Consulting, a proud board member of APSO. Today we'll be talking everything careers. Yes, let's dive in.
Hello Africa! Want to stay plugged into the world of work? Follow us at Kgariya Indaba on LinkedIn, Instagram, and X, and dive deeper at kgariyaindaba.org.
Well, so we'll be talking everything in the shaping of the future of work. In South Africa, we'll be talking from technology, sustainability, to entrepreneurship, and social innovation. You'll hear from professionals who've turned their passions into impactful careers, explore pathways into emerging industries. You'll also know how you can use your skills as well. Whether you're a student preparing for your next step, a professional reimagining your career, or an organization looking to inspire talent, this week is actually your week to connect and learn and be inspired. First and foremost, I will just go through with the stats that we got from WEF, which is the World Economic Forums, whereby the global market landscape is undergoing fundamental change as we enter 2025 and beyond. So according to the report, actually, Economic Forum's Future of Jobs reports from 2025 to 2030, there will be about 170 new jobs created, and with 92 million displaced, which could yield us more or less to about 78 million gain in terms of job. So the major drivers in terms of the reshaping of the organization currently, it will be on technology transformation, especially AI, big data, automation, and digital access. So also there's been the green transition in terms of sustainability, which is driving shifts into the business models. So also I think they're also driving factors will be the demographics and the economic forces. So, which is, it will be your aging populations in some regions, younger in others, cost of living and macroeconomic pressures. So these shifting skills of demand will literally take us to a bit of a shift that we're expecting currently, which is from now right to 2030, which is in the next 5 years, which is that will be the upscaling, the reshaping, and the reskilling as well. So that's according to the World Economic Forum. So from the hiring force and the workforce transitions and the perspective, so the skills-based hiring basically is becoming more dominant, especially in organizations that are increasingly prioritizing demonstrable capabilities, which is, I think, with us as well, because we are mostly on the technical side, which will be your engineerings and your IT, which are currently doing quite well, and they are actually expanding in everything. So with the AI that has taken over, things are actually doing and progressively going well, especially in the space of ours, which is the recruitment, whereby the AI and automation is actually taking over. So now we know that now we are currently using the AI and automation in recruitment so that we can be able to do the sourcing, the screening of candidates, and now, which is this AI that is embedded in everything that we're doing, it makes our talent acquisition process quite easy and slightly advanced. So, but later on, I'll be engaging with the lady from Clipboard. Her name is Pamela. So she'll be taking us through the AI in terms of the AI technology and how is that going, and the developments in the field, which is quite impressive and very very interesting, and it's something that we could learn from, because now developers and everything else is purely AI, which is that's where our world is going into. So also we could there's also the internal mobility and workforce transitions, whereby the organization's platforms, they transition their existing employees into emerging roles, which is now there are a bit of layoffs, especially in terms of the private sector. So now, in terms of now we have to hire new staff in demand of the skills. So now they will be laying off the skills that they feel that they are now dormant, they are now not in demand. So that's also according to the World Economic Forum report, that now they are looking more into actually the skills that are in demand and trying to make them into useful into use actually. So there's also these flexible models and talent traction, which is quite huge in our field as well, whereby you get people that would be comfortable in doing remote, hybrid, and wellness has been the priority, the key of everything else. So now remote and hybrid work. So they also look at wellness orientated employer practices, and actually broadening the talent pools, including the diversity, the equity, and the inclusion efforts. And these are key levers for the talent availability. excuse me. So you often hear whereby now the recruiters, when they are actually hiring, they'll be looking at the organization will be looking as to who to hire, who to deploy, and actually what's the transition talent um, that is actually going to come in and transform the organization as a whole. So workers themselves also, they need to adapt to this by focusing on the agility and actually the lifelong learning and being ready for new roles that they could be put to, you know. So also there's also we've looked at the introduction of South African hiring and workforce shift, which is in terms of our labor market standards, it has become a very critical juncture whereby while the employment levels have shown the actually I'm not going to be talking about more of the dip downs that we've been going through in terms of the unemployment. I want to bring the good news because it's not all dull and dark and lost actually. So there've been a kind of improvement in terms of the employment, whereby that was the stats of 2023 to 2024, whereby we had a bit of a roughly between 200,000 to 200,000 in terms of the Department of Labor, and then the growth in terms of the people that we've quite employed, and then so the broader, according to the Department of Labor, the broader ecosystem faces the actual deep structural changes, which is, yeah, we still have that high in unemployment, the persistent skills gap, the rapidly evolving business needs, you know. So it has gone to be like that. So now I want us to turn over to a lovely lady. Her name is Kabe Mulolo Gondo. She runs a recruitment agency. She is specifically on engineering and everything. So she'll tell us all about it. Welcome, Kabe.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks, and you?
Good, good. Early in the morning.
I understand you in Miss London. How's the weather in Miss London?
It's beautiful. It's amazing. It's cool, better than Johannesburg.
Is it? That's quite nice. Take us
Very
through, and I understand
good.
that you are actually you're doing an exhibition in terms of the IMISA and the around the industry. You can take us through. You can first introduce yourself, and then yeah, you can take us through.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, my name is Kabwe Mulolo Gondo. So I am the founder of Construct Executive Search. So the company has been running for this is our 11th year, so it's been running for over 10 years now. So
Amazing.
yeah, no, absolutely. So we're actually exhibiting here in East London for the
Great,
MISA conference.
great.
So the conference is going to run up until Friday. Today we're going for our golf day, so that's why I'm all dressed in white and
Oh,
lovely.
lovely. Yes,
So I'm actually
amazing.
quite excited about today as well. So I heard you talking about the skills gap within the industry. So obviously I'm in the recruitment space. So I face that a lot as well. I was actually doing a bit of research yesterday just to understand, what are the skills gap. And one research that actually resonated with me is the one that talked about the number of youth or unemployed youth. So just looking at Africa as a context, we're looking at 60% of youth.
That's huge. That's huge.
It's
That's huge.
it's huge,
That's
and
huge.
these are between the ages of 25 to 39, I think.
Gosh.
But then when you look at the trends within the engineering space, there's a number of positions that have been recurring over the years that have been, we haven't really been finding the right people. Given an example like a diesel mechanic, diesel mechanics have always been in shortage, so to say. And
Okay.
I've actually interviewed a number of them, especially the past couple of months. You find that even though we have a shortage, but the Europeans like Australia, Ireland, and the UK are actually taking our skills. So despite us being able to upskill our own people, you find that a lot of them are also, going to different
Going out.
countries, especially within the European
Can
space.
I ask something, Gabe? Because these are the skills that do we have these skills in South Africa? Because we've got a lot of that as well, whereby the skills, the technical skills especially, that are actually going to all these countries, especially Europe, yeah. Do we have these skills here? And why
We
aren't
do.
we using them?
The funny thing is that we actually do have the skills, right? And you find that many of them are actually between the ages, if I can give a rough estimate, is between the ages of 35 to 65. So
Oh,
we do have the skills. It's just a matter of us upskilling the youth for them to get to a level where they can be able to do the job. So, like I mentioned, I've been interviewing a number of individuals, especially with regards to the job specifications that we've been having within the company.
yeah.
And a lot of them are leaving not because they're not happy with South Africa, it's because they're trying to get something new, something
Oh, okay.
exciting.
Okay.
And for some reason South Africa is being targeted. And yeah, so I think they're finding it easier to go that side, being able to make enough money and bring it home, maybe at some point.
Okay, okay. And actually, you are right. So, does that mean that are there specific industries that are actually looking to have this, like in terms of the companies, manufacturing, your engineering, on whatsoever? Do they have specifics in terms of their age, or they could be open to any? It's just that the skills people are just not exposed enough to get the hang of it.
They are, and I think when you look at the race, yeah, it says poor connection. But anyway, so they prefer individuals who already have the experience,
Okay.
because then they don't have to train them, right? They don't have to train them. They don't have to go through the upskilling. They don't have to go through, the training process within the industry that they're in. So they prefer getting individuals who have more years of experience, who are very experienced, as opposed to somebody who is a graduate coming from school and learning on the job. And I think that's the biggest thing, because I also attended the Future of HR last week.
Okay.
And one of the things that came out was they actually had conversations with graduates, and 80% of graduates actually said that they learned more skills actually on the job as opposed to what they learned at school.
At
So
school.
I think it also goes back to the
To the
tertiary.
model of the school
Yes,
education. Okay.
absolutely, absolutely. So it goes back all the way there. Are they, learning the rights? Is it the correct curriculum, so to say? Because if the curriculum isn't tailored for them getting into the market or into the job market, being able to, utilize whatever information that they have learned theoretically up until, when they get into the employment sector, and then in a practical sense, so to say.
Then it gets to be a disadvantage for them, because now they can't. It's mostly theory that they get to have at school. Maybe it's also the model that is used in universities, or at schools and within the education, because now you'll find a client that is going to be looking for a ready-made person, and you're not going to find them. We lost Kabwele.
I'm struggling to hear you.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover.
We're back. I think we've lost Kabwele. We'll reconnect with her again. It's quite interesting, hey, that you're gonna. Oh yes, she's back. Welcome back. Yes. Yeah, we were talking on the fact that now it gets to be the disadvantage for them, for the candidates, actually for job seekers to
Yeah.
step into the market because of the skills that are now a requirement or a prerequisite
Yeah.
for companies. I also want us to touch base, Gabi, on how they need, how especially with the ones that needs to, because this is an impact week. So I want us to actually see how we can prepare them, especially the students or the entries in the market, as to exactly what needs to be, how they need to prepare themselves to be in the market. And we know how competitive it is and how tricky it gets. So how can we somehow, give them a bit of an enabler?
To be honest, between you and I think it's more of, do they have the right attitude? You know, as much as the tertiary, industry, like institutes, so to say, they're actually doing their level best. Given the circumstances. So as much as we would say we can prepare them, yes, we can. We can be able to advise them in terms of the careers that they need to choose, the type of qualifications, what are the trends within the market, and especially us being on the forefront in terms of knowing what are some of the positions that are coming out within the IT space, within the engineering space, within manufacturing. So I think having career days where we can be able to sit down with them and also go through some of the new trends within specific sectors. But also it boils down to having the right attitude, being teachable. Sometimes you find that some of these job seekers might come into an organization and they're not ready to actually be taught. They want to move from an internship position to a manager position. So, and I think those are some of the things that we really need to be able to teach our job seekers.
And then, yeah, that's quite good actually. You are right. We face a lot of that, whereby we get the entry levels that want to have their own opinion in whatnot. They don't want to be teachable. We experience all that, and I wanted us to actually. Now, my other concern was the work transition, because now I see that the models are changing, especially within the hiring, whereby now companies are especially, I think, prioritizing or key on contracts and the TS.
Yes, yes. I've actually also noticed that. And I think also it's because of the way things are moving, I actually was talking to someone the other day. I'm like, you know what? I use Copilot as my PA, literally. I love
Yeah.
Copilot so much in such a way that, it's documents that I need to review. It's an email that I want to draft professionally. It's a report that I want to, review and be able to send through to a client. But I think also it boils down to AI and how technology is overtaking so much of our administrative work, so to say. So as a result, most of the companies are opting to hire, short-term contracts, individuals that will only stay for a specific project. And then when that person adds value, then they can actually move on. If I recall correctly, I think we had a meeting with one of our clients 3 months ago, and he specifically mentioned that he wants someone who can come and implement the CRM system for 3 months, and then once that person does the training, does the whole system, they actually can be able to use or utilize this that they currently have within the organization. So I think it's also ways that clients want to start cutting costs, and yeah, just bringing in individuals that are project based.
Yes, actually, because I see the cutting costs is everywhere. Hey, I was even checking the stats from Canada, from Europe. Actually, everybody seems to be wanting to use people, to keep people that they can use long
Yeah,
term, or even on
yeah.
on contracts. So I'm not sure, where are we going with that then, if that's the case. if ever we're going to be using people, are these skills not going to be progressively going, or is it something that's going to go on and just be left? Where's the industry going then? Is it going to be the AI that are taking over? Where are we? I get confused.
No, but it's also quite exciting because I think this also opens up to employers, because then we can actually tap into skills that would generally wouldn't tap into. I'll give an example. We actually had an intern for a period of 3 months, but then this intern was based in Australia. She
Nice.
was Australian, so skill, because things where we can be able to work remote. It's
Kaba, we're losing you there. I think your network is literally at a golf course right now. We're losing Kaba there. We'll catch up with her again when she comes back. She was telling us about the Australian intern that they had for 3 months, whereby now the skills, you can use the skills anyway, meaning things have really adapted to whereby people can work anywhere and they can still be productive. Are you back, Kaba? Oh, she's not back.
Yes, I am.
Are you back? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I think your network is at the golf course already.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
See, ma'am, you need to leave, eh?
Come again? Can you hear me? Are you there?
Yes, I definitely can. I am.
Okay. Just for that quick wrap up, Kawe, I'm sorry, man, that we get to be glitching and losing you from time to time there due to network. Just for a wrap up, what's the holistic the holistic approach that we actually need to use as recruiters, as HR personnel, as executives, as like in the hiring space? Now, what approach do we basically need to use? If you can just give us a few of the pointers there. Hi, Gabon.
I think it also depends with the industry. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you. Oh, that's
yes.
better. That's better. I'm back. Okay. It also depends with, I think, the industry that you're in. We are in a very niche industry, so we have to evolve according to the industry trends. 5 years ago, if we had this conversation, I would have been talking about new softwares that emerged like Revit and all that, Revit, ETAB, and any other software within the engineering space. So meaning that we had to look for employees within the engineering space that had specific skills according to the softwares that some of our clients were looking for. So I think within the recruitment space, I'll just speak holistically with different markets as well. I think, first of all, we need to be able to adapt and embrace AI. That's the first thing. I think also 3 months ago, I was not very keen on AI. I actually adopted it quite recently. So I think that's the first thing. And there's so many things that one can do, especially within the recruitment space. You need to be able to, is it in terms of getting the right people? Is that where you're going with the question, or just the trends within the recruitment space?
No, it was just a holistic for mainly us, because now we are there looking for skills. Okay, no, it's all good.
You're freezing there.
Don't have to hang. Actually, I don't want to hold you for long. You can go enjoy your golf, and please tell us a bit of what you are doing in East London this week. Yes, I can hear you. Just a wrap up, Kawe. I wanted to. You can just give us so that people can know what you're doing in East London this week. I know it's also one of the Impact Week that you are doing in East London this week. So you can just tell us a bit of what you're doing in East London this week, and where can people get to you guys? Hi, Kabwe. Can you hear us? I think we lost Gabe there, but I'll get the information about. I'll get the information as to what's happening in East London. I understand that it's one of the technical and engineering exhibitions, so I'll get the information and we'll share the information for those that want to actually go through there and check out. There are also a lot of opportunities in terms of the roles. So you are back.
I am back finally. Yes. My goodness, the connection here.
Oh my goodness. I just need to wrap up so that I can let you go. I don't know what's with the network. I'm sure it's at the golf course, babe.
My word. I'm actually quite embarrassed. Now I'm thinking, wow.
No, okay. It's all good. No, it's all good. It's all good. Just, I wanted you to tell us more of what you are doing in East London this week. How are people going to find you? And then what you can share with the people, mainly the people that want to hire, okay, and the people that want to use their skills to be used. You can take us through what you're doing in East London this week.
Okay, great. So it's a fully packed week. So today we're actually going for the golf day. It's the whole day. I'll be tired by 8 p.m. But anyway, I'm grateful. So we're going to be here up until Friday. So we're exhibiting at the EMISA conference. It's actually based at the ICC. That's the hotel. So we're going to be we actually exhibiting at stand 52, right at the corner, close to the food, because some of us love the food. But anyway, so those that actually are keen to have a conversation with us, so we're mainly in the built environment, but we do have other divisions within our firm where we can be able to assist individuals with administrative roles, your HR, your legal, your finance. But you're welcome to pop in, then we can have a conversation. We also have a draw every day, so from Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're giving away our branded wine, our branded golf T-shirts, and all the nice goodies. So yeah, if you do come through, then we can be able to chat, and maybe you can be the lucky winner to get that amazing prize.
I wish I was home to get all those. That's so lovely. That's so nice. Even the employers, even the hiring managers can come and see you, right?
Absolutely. We actually are very keen to have conversations with hiring managers, and also just to understand in terms of what is the vision for the next year, because obviously we're closing up with Q and then we can just take it from there.
Oh, great. Is there a specific reason that they are having it in East London, or are you looking for skills at that side, or is that the change of location?
And that's a very good question, because that East London is the hub in terms of construction and also new projects coming up.
Yes.
So I think it's also them being very strategic, because most of the projects that have been won, especially in terms of infrastructure, is within the Eastern Cape.
Oh, lovely.
So I think it's also good for us to be here, so that we can also expand our footprint and be able to connect with more clients within the Eastern Cape area.
Okay, that's lovely. And then the other thing, your branches, where can they, if ever people want to send through their CVs, or where the hiring managers can send stuff through to you, where are they going to be able to get hold of you?
So they can actually, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So they can actually send their CVs to admin@constructexec.co.za, right? And also, if they want to come through to our office, so we have a new office. It's 288 Kent Avenue in Randburg. Okay. Or they can actually come to one of our sister companies. It's based in Sandton. It's 66 Park Lane in Sandton, Johannesburg, not East London, not Eastern Cape. And then if they want to maybe pop me a WhatsApp, they can send me a WhatsApp on 0788 669305. It's purely business.
No, it's all fine. I will get the details and then we'll see how we can populate them to people that might
I am
really
struggling
need
to
them.
hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can see you. Yeah. I think you're ready to go to golf. Can you hear me?
I'm struggling to hear
I
you.
think I'm not winning with Gabwede. I think I'm not winning with Gabwede, but anyway, the details are out there. We will share the details on our website, Indaba website. We'll also share on LinkedIn, or we'll also share them on X. Yeah, actually, it's quite interesting that the key hiring trends in South Africa have literally changed, because I've been in the business for the past 13 years myself. So yeah, things have literally changed, that now you see new career trends. I mean, the skills based hiring is literally is chosen more than the actual traditional degrees, you know. So there's a rise in independent and flexible talent, which is now we've got a lot of freelancers, we've got a lot of contract workers. So especially now, I think that's where the model of hiring managers or hiring companies are going to, in terms whereby now they are mostly in the contract of flexible hiring. So whereby you get the earning of between 300 per hour to 1,900 per hour, which is, I mean, it's quite sustainable amount. So we also know that there's digital and tech skills. They are literally now in high demand: data analytics, business transformation, digital roles. But actually, it's funny, because as much as the tech is literally going high, we think that it's going high, but then the HR reports on Tech Edge, it shows that it's literally downscaling. It's showing pockets of down in terms of tech. So so I guess because well, these AIs and the whole thing is just taking over, something that we also need to literally adapt to, or actually yes, change into. So there's also remote hybrid work growing. It's broadening literally the talent tools geographically. Like you heard Gabriela, that she's saying she's got people that are working in Australia. We've got people that are working in the Netherlands. So I mean, things have literally, the hybrid and the hybrid work is literally growing. So we're gonna take a break now. I'll see you shortly.
This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. Hello Africa! Want to stay plugged into the world of work? Follow us at Kgariya Indaba on LinkedIn, Instagram and X, and dive deeper at kgariyaindaba.org.
We're back. So I wanted also to literally take on the now the employers, the organizations are now investing more into employee wellness, and they are also looking into employee branding. And then now companies are more into diversity, equity, the inclusion. I think that's what also we always mostly, it has been our key topic this year. I remember when we had our conference with the World Employment Confederation with APSO in Cape Town this year in April. We were literally talking about, our topic was mostly on the diversity, equity, and the inclusion. So people becoming more important for attracting and actually literally retaining talent, and actually the workforce transition, whereby the changing models that we actually face within the organization. Now we heard that there's actually more use of TES, which is the temporary employment services, and more of the flexible staffing as well. So workers are increasingly required to literally reskill, upskill as roles evolve or disappear. You heard Gabeshi spoke about the roles that literally disappear because now the employers, they want to get you for the time-based projects, and then after that they actually move on to something else. So also that has literally been the impact, the factor within the industry. So now I know with the IT web that I checked the IT web I think sometime last week, whereby I also saw that within the IT sector, but Pam, my guest that is gonna be coming in later on, she'll literally take us through the actual thing of what needs to happen. So it's one of those actually whereby now the value and of traditional job for life is diminishing. Transitions across roles, industries are more frequent. So it's one of those things. So the decline within the IT, according to IT Web, over the past 2 years, it shows 26%. How, if ever, we are now transitioning everything to AI? So I think my guest that will be coming through, she'll literally take us through that. So now, I also wanted to touch base actually onto what's driving these changes. We know that there's technologically transformation, AI data, are changing role definitions and the required skills as well. Economy, and regulations, the context around that. So it becomes something that is literally an interesting thing to see that these are the driving changes, according to our SA labor laws. So the cost structures, and the information and the contract work, which is everything now has been made literally to be quite impactful, whereby there's a lot of change around everything else. So now we also have this global competition whereby there's a lot of remote work. So the talent can work or access work anywhere. So companies are outsourcing, or actually they are literally using independent talent. So those are the things that now are driving these changes within the workforce. Skills are now sometimes, actually let me say, mostly the skills now are literally mismatched. So, and also there are demographic pressures. You hear people that don't want to move from where they are, but they still want to work. So obviously you will need to make access and flexibility for them to be able to work from where they are. So, and now sometimes many workers, they lack the up-to-date digital, the technical and the soft skills are literally demanded. So those are the things. And then when we look at the implications for employers, which is us at this stage, we focus on skills competitiveness, or not only on degrees. So it's one of those things that we just think, wow, we need to build flexibility in terms of the workforce strategies, the mix of full-time contracts, the independent talents, and also to invest in upskilling, and upskilling and reskilling internal staff so they can transition into new roles. So it also gets to strengthen employer brand, the well-being offerings, hybrids, and remote work options, to attract talent. So you need to literally monitor all these cost effectiveness. So now we get use of these freelancers to control all the hiring costs. You heard that we literally, most of the companies now are literally on the cutting costs. So it gets to be one of those. So now you get to have the implicate. So now we need to look at the implications for job seekers and workers. So now you need to prioritize acquiring in-demand skills, the data analytics, digital literacy, business transformation, the adaptability of it all. So, and we also need to embrace the flexible employment models, whereby the freelancing, the contract, the hybrid, not just permanent roles. So, and also you need to be open to transitions and roles and may change or move, and continuously learning the skill. So we need to literally evaluate the potential employees, and then also the employers, they need to evaluate the salary, the culture, the flexibility, the growth, and the opportunities that matter to them. So we also have the sector and role snapshots, whereby many employers in South Africa report decreasing hiring activity. We don't know why, because we often get a lot of job specs that we literally, jobs that we, or positions that we need to fill, So, but despite any other decrease in other industries, but then you find out that the companies, they take time to actually hire. And then there's also this independent and freelancing. The registration is like literally, it's up to 53% in terms of these freelancers and contract workers that are coming in the market, which also makes it quite flexible for the employers, because they know that that's the skill that they can use, and that the skill that they can use for that project time based, and then look at something else. So now we know that there's a very strong demand in terms of consulting, technology, and financial sector. So now we've checked also in terms of the trending skills within the market, which is the project management, the data analytics, the technology architectures, and the business transformation. So all these sectors, they've become the role and the snapshots in South Africa, whereby they quite in demand. Actually, they now on the top, whereby now people are using those skills more than the others. So now we also have the challenges and the risks. Excuse me. So now, whereby we have the skills gap, many workers may not have access to required training, or may face barriers like what we spoke about earlier, whereby now we've got people that are literally skilled, but then we cannot use. They are skilled and everything else, but then the employers are looking for something different. And then now you need to actually check if ever how they can literally upskill themselves. And sometimes whereby you have the students that have the theoretical background, and then they don't have the practical background that the actual and potential employers are looking for. So those things, they become, they do add on the unemployment. So hence we've got this high hiring slowdowns in some sectors, whereby it makes literally the competition quite fierce, So now we've got employers that are over relying on flexible and contract labor, which may reduce also the loyalty or long-term capability of building, in fact, building the employers or building careers. So we also have the regulatory or labor laws constraint that may actually complicate or not be viable, especially for flexible workers. So also we've got the workers may face job transition they did not plan for. So yeah, I've experienced that a lot, whereby we've got a lot of risk replacement. So we've got a worker that is technical, that is on site, that will now have to, because of obviously the contracts, they now have to look for another longer term contracts, because their contracts are coming to an end. So now you are faced with the risk of actually having to replace the skill. So we also have one of the stuff that are actually for organization, whereby now the organization needs to map up their future skills. I think that's what we all need to look at in terms of from now within 2025 to 2030 for the next 5 years. So we also need to create those, the internal mobility programs. So whereby we'll need to redeploy or have roles that are going to be there for longer, So we need to prioritize also what's the employers, or rather in our case, it will be what the clients or the companies want. So so for workers, I think I would literally want to just to have an input or insight on how they can literally reshape most of the stuff, is to literally to, because upskilling and having to learn the skill every time, it's not a waste, you know. So I think for workers, I'll actually, my advice or my output to them would be to literally try and, you know, regularly assess which skills will matter, you know, in the next 3 to 5 years. Reports are there. You can literally see exactly what kind of skills that can matter in the next 3 to 5 years. So you can literally try and align yourself within that, especially with the youth now, so that you can be able, you know, that whatever skill that you are acquiring now is going to serve you long term. And also, you know, like I mentioned, to seek continuous courses, so whereby the certificates, you know, the micro credentials, stuff that you're gonna, you know, that you're gonna need to take you longer. And then you need to also, I understand that one of our clients in the financial sector once said that they're looking for, actually the position is literally looking for no experience, but then they're looking for a very vibrant person, a person that has built their network within the varsity life, a person that has built their own personal brand, and a person that is open to transitions and to actually be in an industry, you know, that is gonna to pivot the industry. So, and then sometimes, so you get that kind of flexibility whereby not everybody is gonna be looking for the specific something, but then they want obviously you to work and upskill yourself. So, in conclusion, I'll in this topic, I will literally say the South African actually hiring landscape is in influx. So now the traditional models are being challenged and replaced by new paradigms. You know, so by the skills first hiring, which is now people are looking for more people that have skills than our traditional qualifications at times. So, and then you're gonna have, we've got this flexible working, which is, it's quite a continuous transition that we all need to transition and to adapt to. So now both employers and workers adapt proactively. Will, if ever they adapt proactively into in this regard, they will actually thrive, you know. So now we need to be in a bigger picture of employment and informality, so whereby we need to actually feature everything when we are employing as employers, and also when we are, and also to actually see exactly how we can cut on other skills that are, that you know that you're not going to use long term. So we also have the youth. So yeah, mostly, yeah, which is one of the topics that are literally very dear to my heart, the youth unemployment and how their skills can be literally be used, and how they can literally enter the job market. So we know, as we're standing right now in South Africa, it's between 15 and 34 years of age. So they are literally, we know that they are highly impacted by unemployment. So many may not be in education or training, or others may literally be in a low quality of work. So now we need to check exactly how you can literally go in terms of going to upskill yourself, seeing that where your skills are going to be needed or be used from 3 to 5 years from now. So those are the things that we need to actually look at in terms of the South African unemployment. So also we've got the skills mismatch, which becomes the high risk of unemployability. So that it means that the individuals, they gain and maintain the transitions between jobs. So whereby people are placed anywhere else, but then they now cannot use their skills, which becomes a pretty much of a tricky situation as well. So I've also checked in just to see exactly what are the other country highlights in terms of other regions around the African continent, whereby now I see in terms of the West African Economic and Monetary Union region, their unemployment rate has dropped to 11.6. That was in Q4 of 2024. So with the employment rate of 53.8. So that was from literally 51.3. So it has been one of those things with us in South Africa last year in quarter 2. We had the official unemployment of double digit, so which has literally expanded to about from 33 to 40 to 42.6. So I mean, yeah, so those are the things that literally now in terms of our youth is going to be something that we need to literally look at. So now I want, hence I said earlier on that I don't want to be all negative. There's more to do. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities, and I don't want us to actually take that for granted. So the opportunities that we could possibly look at and the positive developments in terms of the growth sectors, which is now there's the green economy, digital economy, agribusiness, renewable energy, that present opportunities for new jobs. I know because I'm in this sector as well. So initiatives to boost employability. For example, now there are these, I know that we often complain about the internships that we as company get for people, and then we can literally we get for people, and then the people work for 12 months and they don't get to be employed after 12 months, which is a huge setback, because now what are we going to do with those skills? What happens to those skills? So just to wrap up, so we also have the orientated platforms, which is organizations that in Africa, they focus on bridging educations and also training, and especially in the early talent hiring, which is one thing that we're talking about, that now you need to upskill yourself to be able to be hireable and to be able to enter the job market. So we're going to take a break now. I'll see you shortly.
This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. If unemployment is a crisis, now what? We are moving from talk to action. Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. A 5-day live broadcast activation from 27 to 31 October 2025, 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Hosted by Kgariya Indaba board members leading Africa's biggest conversations on employment, skills, youth empowerment, and inclusive growth. Bring a pledge, a placement, or a partnership. Catch us live on kgariyaindaba.org and all our social media platforms. Kgariya Indaba, the voice of Africa's labor market. Kgariya Indaba, where skills meet opportunity. Join the movement. Future-proofing skills for economic growth. Kgariya Indaba Expo and Bootcamp. 15th to 16th of May 2026 is Africa's boldest sector-aligned and solution-driven career development event, designed to bridge the skills gap, unlock real unemployment pathways, and future-proof talent across over 20 industries. From the boardrooms of Sandton to the villages of rural South Africa, we are pulling the entire country into one decisive moment to tackle unemployment, close the skills gap, and future-proof our workforce. Hello Africa! Want to stay plugged into the world of work? Follow us at Kgariya Indaba on LinkedIn, Instagram and X, and dive deeper at kgariyaindaba.org. This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover.
We're back again. We are now going to be joined by Ingwengwezi FM. So we'll be talking to them with regards to this Impact Week. So just before they join us, I wanted to actually literally to reflect on what we're talking about in terms of the skills and the key challenges to address, in terms of this in terms of careers. So now one of the things that now the formal jobs growth is literally insufficient. We know that many new workers join the labor force, but formal, stable, well-paid jobs are also too few. So we've touched base also on the mismatch between skills and the job market, the high youth and labor force disengagement. We also did the gender and spatial inequalities, which is quite one of the main stuff that we are facing right now. Young women, rural youth, and youth in less developed regions, they face literally, they go on facing additional barriers in terms of the market space. We also touch base in terms of the transition from education to work, whereby now one needs to literally align their skills as to exactly how they can align themselves in terms of getting into the space of working, what kind of skills that they can, or what kind of skills they need to upskill so that they can be relevant in the next 3 to 5 years. So we've spoken about that. So the many youth graduates, many youth graduates, they have limited practical experience. They've got weak networks, the insufficient career guidance, also making the employment quite a big barrier, for them, also for job creation. So what does that mean for South Africa? What does it mean for similar countries? What do we do? What can we do? And there's a lot that actually can be done. the labor markets, they face a lot of structural challenges, low employment rate. It goes on and on. So what do we do? So what's the bottom line? So now the state of employment and employability in Africa as a whole is mixed. So on one hand, the region has tremendous potential, a youthful population, emerging sectors, increased digital connections that we have. On the other hand, the labor market is constrained by slow formal job growth, whereby now the formal jobs, they don't have the same growth they had before, so there's a lot of high informalities, the skills mismatch, and the structural barriers. So it gets to be one of those. So we are now going to wait for Inkwekwezi FM to join us.
I'm broadcasting from home. My team is in Johannesburg and Auckland Park. And good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
This is the technology we're talking about, right?
Yes. Welcome, Bongani.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I guess we may continue while we are waiting for my other team that are based in Auckland Park.
Okay. Welcome, yes, Pamela.
For the viewers.
Hi, everyone.
This morning, we are also joined by Pamela. She's an IT specialist. She is one of the main ladies in the IT business. She does huge things in the AI. So, so Pam, you literally take us through exactly what you do, and in terms of what should we expect? What are these developers? Where are they? We know that you've done Pamela is actually from Clipboard, the company based in Bryanston. It's a multinational company. They are originally from UK, right?
Yes. We've got our head offices in the UK.
Pam, yes. So Pam, you employ everyone everywhere, hey? We understand.
Yes. I search for everyone. I'm the dev whisperer that every company looks for. So I go and find the skill. I look for the skill and matching it to the spec that we are looking for. So what we do usually, because we are a global ERP software house, so the skills are always in demand, and we've just now recently started a whole new department in AI. So yes, so we are growing.
How is that?
It was very exciting. It was very exciting actually, because it was the first time, it was a very huge career highlight for myself as well, because it's a new space in the tech space. So I got the opportunity to be working closely with our CIO in the UK. So they actually took me around and taught us what exactly that they're looking for in terms of the data software and all of that. So it was quite interesting and challenging, because I had no idea what I was looking for, and it was the first time. But we managed to find them. So the skills are there. You just need to know how to find them and to look for them. So we managed to have a success and started a whole team. They've started now. They've joined the company, so we're up and running. So our next mission now is to go into cybersecurity as well. So now that we have the data people, now that we have it, we need that data protected. Yes. So that's where now we're going to be starting on the whole cybersecurity now.
Oh, okay. Because we're running this is an impact week, right? So one of the things that we want to actually literally dive into is to actually to talk about the impactful things within the industry, you know, the job trends, the hiring trends, the transitions, you know, everything that we know that are literally affecting us, employers and job seekers. So in terms of the IT, where are we, Pam?
Like I always say to everyone, I always advise everyone that has a kid that's going to varsity, to make sure their kid, they study IT, because that's where everything is going now. Everything is so advanced with technology. It's crazy. And the demand, and when you start up as a freshman in the IT space, it's good salary as well. So
Is it?
so it's a nice startup. Sorry, it's a nice startup for a graduate or a freshman from varsity. Obviously, I always make sure that when we go to all these career fairs at the universities, I always make sure to the students that they put in as much information that they did even with the projects at school, because
Okay.
that also helps to see with the hiring manager what kind of projects they did in that specific tool and technology that the client is looking for at that moment. So it helps them to see that this guy has a career goal and a path that they're looking forward to going to. Like now, we know that cybersecurity and AI and cloud are the hottest thing right now. So that
Okay.
also helps.
And I want to, you know what? It's so funny because I don't know, maybe is it an accurate stats within IT web whereby they're saying, I'm not sure now why are they, because they're talking about the decline. How is it the decline? Is it decline in South Africa, or where are you mostly using this skill? Are you using this skill mostly in South Africa or in other countries?
We're using it because we are a global ERP software house. So we're using it globally, and we've got customers here in South Africa as well. So what we usually do, how teams are formatted, we've got a team in the UK and also in South Africa. So it's global, it's everywhere. So I don't know. It's just a matter of knowing what you are looking for in terms of your career wise, where you want to see yourself go into, and then finding out which companies specialize in that skill that you have, and then you just go and target those companies. That simple, because you won't go to another company that you know that they don't have that. But what I've picked up is that you find that because of the job, the industry is so scarce with jobs and everything. um you find people start taking any job just for the sake of getting themselves in there, but that
Ye-
also stagnates them their growth as well, because
Yeah.
that's not the direction you want to see yourself in. And
Yes.
you
Yes.
find that you're not performing at your best ability, because now you just took this job because you wanted for to earn a living, to make a living, but
Mm-hmm.
you find that you're not performing well in that job. So find a job that you feel more comfortable, that you know this is in line with what I'm looking for. Trust me, the rewards afterwards, because you'll be enjoying it, doing something that you like, and waking up in the morning looking forward to it. So it's all about doing your research properly, finding out where the skill is, where the demand is. And we've got ChatGPT now. Everything is there,
Yes.
like the AI space, it's there. So you just go and Google and find out where they are. And you target those companies, go to your LinkedIn, target those companies, approach them and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And because your company specializes in this, can I please come and work for you? And if you're a graduate, even volunteering and internships, take that, because you know that you're getting a step inside where your career.
Where do they get those? Because it gets to be I know with most of the job seekers or literally students coming straight from varsity, so they just don't know where to find these things, and um how can they get to be an impact, you know, into the potential companies.
It's all about, like I said, doing a research.
Finding out, because you have to be connected all the time on your LinkedIn to find out what's hot and what's happening. There's a lot of information there. Join the groups, society groups, and find out there. You know, maybe your next job is abroad because you'll find it there. Try to join those communities and be visible. Just be visible so that everyone can see and notice you when you're visible, because they will see the input that you have, and you put in the effort. And trust me, every employer wants to see that from someone, that, and then they will see that this person will add a lot of value to our company, because I see them, their eagerness, their hunger to be visible. So, but yeah, there's also that don't overshine. So
And they do that a lot, right?
they also do that. So you also have to balance as well. Because yes,
Okay.
you want to shine, but yeah, don't overdo it. That's yeah. Pick me
Okay.
type of vibes. No.
Yes, yes. So we've got 5 minutes more, Pam, left. I wanted you to take us through with the AI. I know it's your space. You marvel in it. Your IT, I know your developers. You marvel in it. You've got a lot of years in it. So I want you to quickly take us through that.
Ucundekile i-guest yakhe leya, and then usele nami. Ngicabanga ukuthi asimamkeleni uSizwe, simphushe online, siye naye on air, and then sizwe ukuthi mhlambe ke this project abalaleli bethu bangayi-accessa njani. All right,
Hi,
sure.
Bongani.
Hayi Sizwe. Siyokhuluma isintu Sizwe, yasazi sikhuluma uthetha, uyathetha?
Yeah, Ted. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ted.
great. Let's go.
Molweni.
All right, izani ngakimi-ke esikhambeni. Kumbala sihlezi emzuzwini elithumi nekhombako ngu-17 minutes past 8 ligadango lethu lesithathu nelokuphela lehlelo sivukele breakfast show. Ngabolosibili siba ne-technology, namhlanje sike sithe asize nebe-Kgariya Indaba. Begodu-ke baphethe indaba yokuthi bathatha i-boardroom bayitshingisa ebantwini. Kulapha uSizwe Kgariya onguye nabalingani bakhe abaletha ama-specialist aqakathekileko emkhakheni weze-technology ukusifundisa nokusazisa ukuthi i-technology seyithuthuke kangani. Sikhamba nabo nge-live streaming, singaphakathi kwe-live streaming yabo, sikhuluma njenganje, sizakwabela i-link mhlawumnye-ke enkundleni zethu zokuthintana ukhone nokubabona. Sibahle lotsha Sizwe.
Molweni, ndiyanibulisa nonke, ndizathetha isiXhosa mos right ngaloo nto.
Ya, ungathetha kaloku, ungathetha.
Kule veki sithetha nge-impact week. I-impact week yethu ithetha about i-careers, which is imisebenzi. Ufuneka ujonge ntoni xa ufuna umsebenzi, kufuneka ube nantoni xa kufuneka ungene kwi-job market. So sithetha ngezinto ezinjalo this week. So this week we are actually with sikhuluma ne-employers, which is abaqashi. Sithetha nabo nabantu abafuna umsebenzi. So whereby sibanika i-advice, sibaxela ukuba funeka benze njani na to be impactful, especially in their workspace.
Yeah, zindaba ezimnandi lezo Sizwe zikhulumisako. Ngale kwalokho-ke umlaleli uyafuna ukwazi ukuthi ngoba iphasi liyachuguluka liba digital, sikhuluma nawe nje singaphakathi kwe-live stream yenu, siphethe ilink enisithumele yona. Zonke lento lezi enikhuluma ngazo, khulukhulu-ke ukuthatha i-boardroom nichingise ebantwini, bona-ke boyilandela njani? Kunenkundla zokuthintana, ama-social media platforms eniwasebenzisako abangeza kiwo, nabo bakhona nje ukuklika ngaphakathi kwe-link leyo, babone babe ingcenye, namkha babona inkulumo eniba nazo.
Yes, siyafumaneka ku-Kgariya Indaba, which is i-website yethu. Sifumaneka na ku-LinkedIn. Ku-LinkedIn sine page. So ku-LinkedIn yethu ikhona nayo i-link phaya, cofa phaya uzasifumana ku-link yethu whereby uzasibona every day we are live from 6 right until the evening. So sitting about everything that you'd want uba ufuna uyazi in terms of uba uqashe kanjani. So sikuye na ku-X, which is i-links zonke zikhona zipha ku-website yethu kgariyaindaba.org.
Yes, sinabalingani bami Auckland Park, mhlawumbe ke abathandako nabo ukuthi bangakhuluma nathi. Sinobusayi, sino McDonald. Sayi angazi bona uyasizwa ngapho nino McD. Niyasithola ngapho Auckland Park Busayi? Yeah, ngathi abasitholi Sizwe. I'm not sure ukuthi i-audio yabo ijani ngapho. Kodwa ke mhlambe ama-link lawa enzani nifaka ama-guests phela namkha niba nabantu abamalunga womphakathi nabachachi abafuna ukuba yingcenye yenkulumo yenu?
Sifaka wonke umuntu ofuna uba ingxenye yenkulumo yethu. In future sifuna nokuba ngoku abantu bakwazi ukuba ba-advertise izikills zabo kwalapha kwi-website yethu. So sikhuluma sifikelela kumuntu wonke womphakathi.
Alright, asibiyele Auckland Park sizwe ukuthi bona basithola na. McDonald nobusayi niyasithola ngapho? Yes, mina ngikuzwa nge-clean feed. Angazi ukuthi usesizwe yena uyakuzwa na. Sizwe uyamuzwa?
Angamuzwa bhuti?
Awukamuzwa ubusayi ne?
Angamuzwa busayi, angamuzwa.
Yeah. Okay, so are we on air or are we still off air? Then we go back to on air, right? Alright, sure, ngizoyicedelela naye then nisivulele i-channel kuphela ni. And then yena uyazwakala emakhaya ngithi. Kwamambala sibuyile mlaleli sikhambisana noSizwe wakwaKgari abaphethe iKgariya Indaba bathatha iBoardroom bayichingise ebantwini. Ngithanda ngendlela benza ihlelo labo ngayo bakhamba netechnology bakhamba nedigital uqinisekisa ukuthi omunye nomunye umuntu ofuna ukubabona khona ukuthi ke abe ingcenye yabo. Indaba ye-live streaming Sizwe iqhakatheke kangangani namhlanje ukuthi singasaba ngilabantu abathi ngisaye emhlanganweni umuntu akwazi ukuconnecta njengoba nasiconnectile nje then akwazi ukuthola lonke ilwazi eliphathelene nemisebenzi namathuba.
Ibaluleke kakhulu indaba ye-live streaming because yabona nangoku noba umuntu uthini ngoku because usually siba ne-issues ba abantu be-learnerships nabafuna ii-jobs abakwazi ukuya kwi-interviews. So yeah, at least live streaming it makes things easier for bona bakwazi ukuba baloge in kwi-live streaming and then bakhona ukwenza i-interviews zabo.
Yes, and then ke bese ama-guest ngikubone bokhuluma noSesiphamela ngaphambi kobana aphume bekakhuluma nge-AI. Singaphakathi kwayo njenganje ezinye zezinto ufuna ukuthi uziqinisekise ngaphambi kokuthi uzikholwe ukuthi kwamambala ngiyo umuntu uyakhuluma lo namkha i-AI le njalo. Namathuba nje alethwa ngiyo i-AI sibone i-music industry ichugulukile, sibone indaba ye-accounting ichugulukile, indaba yesikolo ichugulukile. Konke lokhu kuba mathuba alethwa i-AI nanyana ivala amanye kodwa ivula amanye.
Earlier besikhuluma ngokuba i-AI the way iyenza ngakhona izinto because ngoku uyakwazi usebenza anywhere else and then besifuna nokuba sixelele i-youth ukuba how they can align bona in terms of uba bafunde bakwazi uba bafunde ntoni and how they can actually space themselves bamabangene emarketini yoqasho.
Yes, so ke mhlambe ngenxa yesikhathi Sizwe asikhumbuze umlaleli ukuthi uba yingcenye njani yeKgariya Indaba nendaba ye-taking the boardroom to the people emalangeni enzoba nawo nemvakashi enzoba nazo naye akwazi ukuzibandakanya njengoba naye bovezile phambilini siyazi ukuthi akayokhuluma namhlanje kuphela bekuphelile ninakele yi-project eragako echinga phambili.
Khona manje sikwi-socials zonke so sikhuluma nge-bursaries sikhuluma ngemiqasho esinayo sikhuluma nge-learnership this week so sikwazi uba wonke umuntu akwazi access opportunities zethu everywhere else. Khona manje as i-AI yethu ikwi-studio ehlobo kwi-studio ngakhona we are si-raise i-funds so that sizokwazi ukuba set up a proper studio so that wonke umuntu angakwazi ufikelela kuthi but still akwazi uba afikeleleke ku-community yonke.
Yes, and any website yenu leyo ikhulumisileko konjani ithini sibuyekeze?
It's kgariyaindaba.org.
kgariyaindaba.org.
Yes. Usifumana ku LinkedIn, usifumana ku X, usifumana ku social media zonke, and then usifumana most na ku website yethu.
Yes, ubusayibeka buza ukuthi link bayithola phi ukwenzela ukuthi ke abanye nabayifunako bangathatha isikhathi ukuyithola. Asibakhumbuze niyayishare kuma social media platforms owakhulumisileko.
Siyashare zonke links zethu ku social media zethu. Okwamanje ungasifumana na ku LinkedIn, sikhona as Kgariya Indaba, sine page yethu khona. Na ku website yethu kgariyaindaba.org sikhona, so uzosifumana khona.
Siyathokoza i-technology mhlonishwa. Hawa bekuyi-mic ngapha lo screen off kodwana wena ungizwa ngedesk kumnandi ngaleyo ndlela kodwana ke hayi next time sizayibamba kuhle kusesenesikhathi sikwazi ukuhamba nayo kamnandi hle. Sithokozile sesizwe.
Kwamambala siyathokoza.
Siyathokoza.
Sithokozile. Sihlala phambili lehlelo sivukile breakfast show ngakhamba uyobacala enkundleni zokuthindana izindaba ezimnandi lezi nathi sizakwabela ilink yabo ukuthi kube ingcenye yamahlelo abawakhulumisako bakhuluma ngamabhazari ngamathuba emisebenzi nabachachi njalo njalo akube yi-technology esizijayeza yona cobelanga. Sihlabela phambili lehlelo sivukile breakfast show. Ya iphelile amanye ama-interviews nizowenziwa online na ukuthi uyayivila phela i-technology uzokudlulwa amathuba singene nge-stream nge-live streaming nje ukwenzela ukuthi ke umlaleli naye akwazi ukusizwa usesiphamela ngenzeka mhlawumbe use-Cape Town usizwe use-Cape Town namkha use-Johannesburg namkha use-Pitori kodwa ke use-spacing sakhe la comfortable khona ukukhuluma nathi sisivukile breakfast show.
Siyabonga, bye. We are back. We're talking with Inkwenkwezi FM, so whereby we're actually taking them through our Impact Week. So earlier on, we're actually talking with Pam. Pam is in AI in IT, so she's a resource specialist. So she deals with everything tech. So she was actually literally taking sure that what needs to be expected in the market, what is there, what are the trends there. We might actually literally have her back so that she can actually just give us a wrap up as to exactly what you can expect and what they do there in terms of the AI and IT space. Actually, there is something else as well that I've also I just read through whereby we were actually trying to check exactly what matters, what matters to employers, and also what matters for employees. So these trends literally imply and they remain very competitive, and they people must be we need now to be future ready, because now there's literally a shift of recruitment. There's also a flexible talent ecosystem, whereby there's permanent, there's contingent, and there's freelancing. We also now literally, like us, because now we are live, we need to literally invest in digital stuff and also in digital hiring. Pam is a subject expert there. So also the remote work, you heard her that they employ all over the world. They've got developers in America. They've got developers everywhere else, So, and also you heard when we were talking earlier with Gabwe in terms of the engineering space as well, that also she's got people that are working, that are based in Australia. So I mean, things have literally become so digitalized nowadays. So I think everybody must just literally be in the space of adapting to that. Also, we also need to look in terms of I know that the remote work infrastructure is a big thing. So, and also employee experience, so the partner with trainers, whereby people can literally be transitioned, they can be trained to literally to transition into new roles. So also for job seekers, what do they need to, the message needs to be clear to them, that they need to focus on building their relevant skills, and they need to be adaptable, and so sometimes now, as much as you've got the credentials to be right at the door, but now you need to literally build the relevant skills for you to be absorbable enough to be absorbed, and then they also need to embrace the continuous learning, to stay ahead of things, to evolve, in terms of all their role definitions. And also not just a job title, so that a person can be evolving and evaluate. So you need to be they also need to evaluate the potential employers. So whereby they're gonna look at the culture fit, because that's very important. It deals also with the wellness, so, and also the growth opportunities. So we also ask ourselves, why does it matter in the South African labor? So now that we know that we are going under very high unemployment, slow job creation, and the involving skills demands, so organizations, they literally adapt, they hire, they need to manage talent. So and they need to actually look at as to how these skills can be adapted, and to navigate the careers as well. So now we also check in terms of the key hiring trends in South Africa, whereby now it's no longer the skills, it's no longer the traditional degrees, so you need to have literally a skills based background. So in terms of also the workforce transitions, whereby there are a lot of changing models, so people, they need to evolve, and they need to actually value the value of traditional jobs. They are now diminishing, So you heard Pam earlier on, she was talking about the AI, she was talking about the IT, she was talking about everything tech, that now you need to actually align yourself in terms of the skill, where you want to go. So we also touched base on what does this mean for us in the labor market. Oh, there you are, Pam.
This
Hi.
is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover.
Pam, we're back.
Hi.
Hi, we got disturbed a bit there. I wanted you to actually take us through the AI and the IT space, and how has that changed the market. I know back in the days, about when we back in the days 15 years ago, recruitment used to be so traditional, especially in terms of these skills. So now, how are things? What has changed? What's in the market? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Pam?
As you said, and I can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay,
We've
cool.
got you back.
As you say, 2025. Okay, cool. So as of 2025, you can. Okay, cool. So the hot
This
trend
is not just
right
another
now,
talk show.
in the
It's
IT
the
space,
pulse check of a working
because everything
continent.
has evolved
The
and
job
all of that.
market, where policy meets people and
The,
numbers
the,
meet
the top
names.
skills
From
that
factories
are
to
hot right
futures,
now in the
from
market
data
is
to
your cloud
dignity.
computing,
We
which
don't
is
just count
your
jobs,
AWA
we
mentioned,
build them.
and
The job
also that
market,
I mentioned
only
earlier,
on Kgariya
cybersecurity,
Indaba Impact Week,
and
the
also
Boardroom
with the
Takeover.
DevOps and the automations. So hello.
Yes, Pam, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. We keep getting disrupted or something. So,
Yeah.
so the question earlier was asking about what's the hottest and latest trends right now. So, as I mentioned earlier, it's the cloud computing, which is your AWS as well, and also as I mentioned earlier, it's the AI space, and also with the cybersecurity, because
Do they
now
have to have a specific qualification, Pam, or do they have to go to a certain or a university? Or are these certificates? I know IT is quite flexible. So what is needed for them to be able to enter this space?
To be a specialist, especially in the AI space, there are qualifications that you also need to intake, because we're also looking on the data bricks as well. So there are certifications that you also have to be certified as an Azure Databricks specialist as well on the AI space. So it's usually your maths and computer science as well, because they want analytical skills in you as well, your logic and your thinking and your problem solving skills as well, because you'll be dealing with data, you'll be handling a lot of data, and you have to secure all of that data, making sure everything is secured. So that's where the cybersecurity comes in. That also, you also have to have your formal certification as well, like your CCNP, your CCNA, those Cisco related
Okay.
cybersecurity qualifications. So they're out there, they're online. You just have to know where to find them, where to Google them. Yes, you can have your formal university qualification, which is your normal computer science, yes, information technology, etc. But also, while you're still studying in your university, also tell your lecturer which space you want to get into, and seek those advices. Every year, we also do go, in my company, every year we do attend all these career fairs where we go and
Yes.
target all the graduates. So we
Yes.
do
You must
attend
join
all
us next year in Kgariya Indaba. We're gonna be hosting one of the.
definitely.
Yes, please. Yes.
Oh, oh,
Mm.
definitely. I I would love to come, because I I enjoy those guiding the graduates. Um,
Hmm.
even the written trials I did, and also kind of people that I enjoyed it, because I was out on the floor trying to get them to apply for our roles, because always looking, even from interns and graduates, with graduate programs where we teach them only, which is my KCML. So we also teach the graduates to also develop in our, we also brought with .NET, AWS, React, and all of that. We're also looking on the web developers as well, which is the HTML5
Pam,
skills
can
that
you
we're looking
please
for.
repeat
So
that? I
that's
didn't
why we
get that. That's a very interesting one.
always go to all these career.
Can you please repeat that, Pam? What do you do? Do you go to the universities and then
Sorry,
do you do
the,
you?
the
Yes, can you
which
please repeat that? I think
part?
our network was a bit not stable there. from going to the universities and then taking the students through what they need to do?
We go to the, we attend, yes, as I said, we've got our own tool and language that we also have at Clipboard, which is my case. We usually take all those graduates. We've got learnership programs. You just need to go to our website and find out when what is happening. Clipboard.com. So there's a lot of exciting things there you can have a look and see. As I mentioned, the career fairs that we go through every year to target and get for our learnership programs and graduate programs as well. Do groom you to become a developer that you want as well.
Okay, great. Oh, all right. So they get to experiment. They get to experiment there.
I think our network is a bit delayed.
Yeah, my network. I'm not sure. We're not getting you there, Pam.
Yeah.
Just to wrap up, then, in terms of the AI,
Yes.
I know
They get the
obviously
experience
this
from
is live
us
streaming. This
straight
is where
from
we are right
varsity.
now. Is okay. All right.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Hi, Pam. All right. No, we're about to wrap up, Pam. I'm not hearing you properly. The network is a bit. We're not connecting. We're not connecting nicely there. Can you hear me? Hi, Pam. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's delayed and all right. Yes, I can hear you clearly. I can hear you loud and clear.
That was Pam from Clipboard. She's an ITAI resource specialist. They are based in Sandton, or they're based in Bryanston. So they hire all the developers, they hire all the specialists, they hire everything AI. They quite, so if ever you want anything that has to do with or looking for a job in IT, you can connect with them as well. We'll put everything on our website as well, kgariya.org, whereby you'll be able to access everything else that job opportunities there, and everything else that you need to know in terms of AI, and how you can actually align yourself in terms of what to study for those that are still deciding as to exactly which career industry to go. So right now we will actually, I want to quickly do some few stuff that we have in terms of the learnerships that we have. You'll see them, the learnerships and the open bursaries, and the open for hires. So you can find all that in our careerindaba.org. So we are also on LinkedIn. We're also on LinkedIn. We're also on X. So you'll find all those things there. So just for now, just for wrap up, we'll need to actually, just for wrap up on the things that we've touched based on. We've touched base on everything else. So I hope everything else that we've discussed has been so helpful. I hope that people can have a grasp, understanding of what's happening in the market, and actually how to access the opportunities, the job opportunities. Yes. So it has been amazing this morning to be with you and to share a lot of the transitions and the trends that we have currently in the career space. You heard from Gabe, who is in the engineering space. She's also in the infrastructure. She also does renewable energy. So you can find all those opportunities in our website. We're back again. Thank you for everything. Thank you for tuning in. I hope everybody got to have an understanding of what we do, what does Kgariya Indaba does. From myself, Kgariya, the director of APSO Consulting, and the proud member of board member of APSO, I'll have to love and leave you. So you'll find all the details about everything that we have on our website. Thank you.
This is not just another talk show. It's the pulse check of a working continent. The job market, where policy meets people and numbers meet names. From factories to futures, from data to dignity. We don't just count jobs, we build them. The job market, only on Kgariya Indaba Impact Week, the Boardroom Takeover. Future-proofing skills for economic growth. Kgariya Indaba Expo and Bootcamp. 15th to 16th of May 2026 is Africa's boldest sector-aligned and solution-driven career development event designed to bridge the skills gap, unlock real unemployment pathways, and future-proof talent across over 20 industries. From the boardrooms of Sandton to the villages of rural South Africa, we are pulling the entire country into one decisive moment to tackle unemployment, close the skills gap, and future-proof our workforce.